Yeah, recognize that. Hi, as I was saying, we joined the Carnival, or the founders of Join the Carnival. We work to combine business, innovation, and culture, really, to create stronger relationships with our consumers. My name is Patrick, and this is Peter.
Very happy to be here. So first of all, we're about all that are attending Sime probably want to know how do we make marketing click in the online arena. First of all, we need to start looking at media, and media per se is not social by itself, but we're entering a very social place. So just like the scenario where you get into a bar, you ain't gonna be social by yourself, so you start working. You need to find those important social objects that you can connect with your consumers on.
And as Ola was talking about before as well, I mean, you know, there's a variety of people around following various interests, right? And these are the people that we really want to connect with. The more similar we are, as David Tyman is saying, the more invisible we become. The most important thing in marketing today is to find a social glue. What can connect you with each consumer and each and every person. Marketing today is not really talking to a lot of people. It's about creating conversations with individuals.
And like your example with the King's Club, do you have a tattoo? It's really to understand that marketing is not about selling stuff when it's coming to a marketing perspective. Because what we want to do, people don't want to follow a logo. They don't want to be friends, usually, with your brand. So you need to find out things that they like, the culture, what they want to do, what is preference in life, what's the situation. So it never before has been more important to understand situation and context, because we live in the attention economy, where we need to find new ways of having people listen to what we have to say.
So, what we're trying to do, at least with our clients, and today we work with Reebok and Securitas Direct and a few others around in Europe and the world, is really to make them become incredible. Advertising has too long been about an introverted process where brands have been looking at their own products and services and basically pushing them down someone's throat. So it's all about thick value. It's all about give each and every person an amazing experience, something that can add something to their everyday lives. It's like small details, right? We don't really appreciate advertising, or we're not really interested in it, really. We're interested in lives and things that makes us click. So on that note, we have...
Of course,
yeah.
We would like to speak more about it, but we're going to have some questions, I guess. So, but we have a summary in a paper that you can download if you want to, facebook.com/jointhecarnival.
Yeah, which covers social marketing and the personal process in advertising.
And social marketing is a very good cue for the next speaker. Take a seat, guys.
Yeah,
it's from 20. How many are part of 20 here? Ah, you're too old, guys. Sebas Muriel, please join the stage. Very welcome. Hey, how are you? Sit down. And Alex, are you here? Alex from Let's Bonus. Hey, Alex, very welcome. Hey, Alex. I remember during the dot-com boom, we had a company called Let's Buy It, and it was using exactly the same logic, but 10 years too early.
That was too early. Too early. They missed the moment.
We missed the moment. I got gray hair. You got a great company. That's unfair. So it's not sort of, this is one side, it's the agency guys. This is one guy, he's the media. He owns 2&T or runs 2&T, and then you're the guy buying the advertising. So if these guys are full of shit, you say, no, that doesn't work. This is how it works. I'm the buyer. Okay. So starting out, social marketing and social media. Tell us a little about your perspective from 2&T.
Yeah, well, we think that the internet is changing a lot, as we see all this morning. We think that the internet is no doubt is social right now. Is mobile, and is going to be local, more local than it is right now. It's of course a global phenomenon, but we think that local as a concept, to be close to the people that you really care about, to be close to the places you are close, your favorite things, is going to be work more in terms of relevant content.
So how could a campaign look that you can do, but that a traditional media cannot do?
Yeah, I think that we can connect with the people. I mean, not us, but the people itself. People are connecting, they are sharing their experience, in the internet their experience. We need to bring relevant content to all these people because they are seeing noise, a lot of noise, on in internet and also, of course, in the traditional media. And think of the users. I mean, think of everyone. We are every day using a lot of different platforms, okay, to do different things in terms of communication. We're using a lot of the application that you mentioned, Ola. We use some others, most that one we believe, like WhatsApp or BlackBerry Messenger or even the cell phone, okay? And we have to battle for each second of our users to use our platform and the brands, I guess, that you all want, you know, to reach that second, which is emotional, important for our user, okay? And I think that the social networks can do that and not other media, because you are doing what you want, whatever you want, wherever you want, okay? And
so if you're a marketeer, tell us a little bit about Let's Bonus for the ones that might not know yet.
Okay, well, let's ask them. I mean, who does know about Let's Bonus here?
Let's Bonus, raise a hand.
Oh, not bad, not bad. Okay, who does know about Groupon? Okay. But we are beating Groupon here in Spain. You should know that. Okay.
So Groupon, it's a Let's Bonus clone from the US, right?
Yeah, just like that. Okay, Let's Bonus is a social shopping company, online social shopping company. First thing is that we started early September 2009. And we've been, you know, the early mover in this sector in Spain, and it has given us a really great, big advantage in terms of learning really how does this little game works. It's just about getting subscribers, getting great product, and sending a newsletter every day. Just making this mix every day and making it more efficient every time.
But how do you market? What are the sort of tricks that you've learned during these 2 years? Because you've been growing very fast, and it's a very competitive space. So how do you make your marketing click?
Okay, I'm not quite sure. I do belong to the advertiser side because 1 year ago I was on that side. Okay, and 90% of my team comes from that side. So basically, we've built a team of marketing. Employees, but they all come from media marketing agencies and creative advertising agencies. And that's what we do. We use all kinds of tools, I mean, everything that we know in the online environment, from social media to email marketing, display ads, AdWords, everything we know, we do that, and we get huge amounts of subscribers every week. I mean, huge. In all countries, everywhere.
But what if you were the...
No secret.
You just tell 3 things that you would really always do when you think about online marketing, that these guys can take with them when they go home and market.
Yeah, this is a very, I mean, talking about Let's Bonus is a very simple model, okay, just about subscribers. But if we talk about online marketing in general, what I've always done is starting, you know, step by step, making things very easy. I understand you all agree with that. You cannot start a big portal making, you know, thinking about all the things that people would love to do. We just start by doing things step by step. It's like opening a bar. I always use this as an example. You start a bar, at first you just do breakfast. You just give coffee and donuts. Then if it works, you move on to lunch. And then you add croissants or you add more things. That's what an e-commerce should be. That's what I understand it in a, you know, step-by-step approach.
And how important is measuring? How often do you measure, and how do you measure in sort of what works and so forth in Let's Bonus?
Oh, we measure almost everything. That's the good part of it. We get lots of subscribers. We track them in, you know, everything they do. Where do they come from? When do they buy us? And how they did come to us. I mean, in terms of...
On a weekly basis or on a monthly basis?
Weekly basis. This is a very fast moving business. So we need to track and report almost, constantly. That's, I mean.
Where does that leave branding? Is glossy dead? Is sort of creativity exchange for mathematics and analytics? Or how do you look upon that?
Not sure.
Not at all, I would say. I mean, like everything else, a shiny surface or a beautiful woman or whatever it might be, right? Attract us in the first place. So it's very important that we look at advertising and put it into segments. We need to activate and connect with the people first, right? We need to get people to we need to earn their attention, really. There's so many people talking, or so many brands talking to consumers today, as we just been hearing before, and just it's so easy to just disappear in that clutter. So it has to us, we mean that you need to look at advertising and marketing as from a slightly different angle than before, out of the consumer perspective, but also from the internal organizations. You need to connect the inside with the outside, emotional with measurements, etc. In short.
So it might even be a better time for creatives than before.
Absolutely, because it's so much new opportunities. Yeah. We don't want to get. We can't get stuck in blinded with the opportunity. We need to start being adaptive to the new. So we don't want to have these interruptive technologies in the social networks, etc. And
what's a non-interruptive technology? What is there advertising that people like? Or
I think if you're being relevant for them, if you can solve a problem for them, if you can tap into their social behavior, you get relevant in a completely new way. And then you have. So from a brand perspective, you need to change the way you work and how you see. And
does the media agencies get this, or?
I think they have a bit more to go before they're there, but I know lots of them are actually working very much to make this change, because they have had a hard time.
Are they stealing the agency's business then, when they got more sort of creative and more sort of brand focus, or what will be an agency in the future?
I think the competition is out there. To start with, Ola, you were saying, us or you creatives, I think to start with, everyone's creative, right? So and that's the fantastic thing with being a human. So there's, like, all of us can really come up with a great idea. You showed us some examples here, and you sit there, you're four people, running Instagram. It's amazing, right? Yeah. So I think the competition, as we said, is everywhere. I mean, you have brands that can, like every company is a media company today. A brand can put up their own TV station online today, right? Or in like an hour, and you're up and running.
IKEA is one of Sweden's largest media.
Exactly. So and the media side has proven all the time, or media buyers have proven that they want in there. The PR sector, are fighting with the more technologically and traditional advertising agencies, etc. And I think we're going to see more and more of that, and not the least, we're going to have more of internal marketing structures within the brand organizations, in my opinion.
You're both running companies that have U.S. competitors. U.S. competitors that are very well funded and so forth. How do you beat these guys in the local market? What are your strengths as opposed to a Facebook or?
Yeah, I would say that it's a very good product that has to compete with the best product like Facebook, for example, and then somehow strategic issues that we are very, very proud of. For example, 20 is only by invitation, it's private network.
How many are you now?
Sorry?
How many people are you?
Working on?
No.
11 million.
11 million people.
Yeah, only in Spain.
Private invitation only in Spain.
Private
11
invitation.
million.
So you are not a network of people; it's groups of people.
Yeah,
it's very dense, because people only join if there is someone that knows that are already speaking there. So that's very important. All the information in 20 keeps in 20. It's not indexed by Google. So all the information, if you want to share, you only share with your friends, your real friends. There's only around, in average, 30 friends per people. I mean, there's not 5,000 like in Facebook, which they are not your friends, maybe your enemies there. So that's some strategic points that we think that they are very important to keep the relevant content on the conversation. When you see your 20 feed, or for example my Facebook or my Twitter, you see less noise, because it's the things that happens to the people that you really care of. Okay, so I think that this is working good because here there is some importance on privacy, on that kind of stuff. Okay, and you have a lot of people.
So they're more like
talking.
a sort of a fair of thousands of people on a square somewhere, and you're more like a party for people that know each other.
Yeah, private party. Yes, only your very close people. Okay, and well, we are doing less advertising, classic traditional advertising. We are doing more creative things. For example, last Tuesday we launched a campaign which was very viral. In fact, the users itself, they are moving that. If you put hashtag sun, and you know the summer is coming here to Spain, you are going to have a lot of fun, and if you write sun, you know, and you get an icon, and after that icon, if you click that, you go to the page of an advertiser, which is beer, okay? But the people is proud of sun, is proud of summer, they like, they are sharing, and you know, we are getting more than 6 million suns already. So the brand is, you know, it's, come on, this is working. And it's not a banner, it's not a display, it's just a movement, social movement. People is proud of, you know, having fun, and this brand has, you know, get that. In fact, they're hitting big impact without disturbing the customer, the user.
No, because if you have a private party, you can't just stop the music and say, "Did you know that this Apple is very good?" or whatever. You have to sort of do it in a different way.
I mean, users, especially younger one, we are analyzing the kind of use they use you know, we're doing segmentation on the age. And the younger ones, they filter all that information. They are not seeing TV, they are not seeing newspapers, they're not looking at media, even digital. They're just sharing their experience with their friends. So if the brand does not much emotionally connect with them in this kind of interactive way, they are not doing anything. I mean, they can spend a lot of money without any impact.
So moving over to Las Bonas, Groupon has been the most successful business model in building sales fast. The first company ever to reach $100 million and so forth. And it's growing everywhere. I was in Greece where they had 70 companies that either have launched or will launch a Groupon competitor. Still, you guys, you step up the plate and you challenge them.
Yesterday I read on Twitter that in Brazil, there were like 1,400 competitors.
Yeah.
Okay. We are seeing, you know, the small players starting to close now in Spain. Okay, we've already had some cases like this.
Could you just correct the mic a little bit like this? So I'll try to do it.
Like this?
Like this, much better, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see. Yeah, I think this works.
Okay, just a couple of things. As of today, Let's Bonus is in a joint venture with Living Social.
Yeah.
Okay, but for the first part, how do we manage to beat Groupon for this last year? This was a very simple decision. Groupon really was looking for a general approach, wanted to become massive, looking for all kinds of targets and all kinds of products. So our decision was very easy. It was to focus. We wanted to focus on really quality products and more oriented to a female target. That was our very basic approach. And it's very simple, but we did it and it worked. And it's still a huge, difference between us and Groupon right now.
Do you think that it's maybe a better idea to take an idea that works somewhere else and make a very strong local partner? Because you always have a buyer if you're successful, you know who to look at and so forth. Or you think that you should come up with completely new ideas? As entrepreneurs, there are a lot of people thinking of their ideas. Should they scrap their own crazy idea and just go for something that works and build it better?
Yeah, well, in fact, that's what we are doing. I mean, we have the ability to understand what is locally taking more importance in our users because they are saying every day, okay, and we know what is relevant for them. So that's the idea. Is probably we're going to join some ideas on these three basics: social, local, and mobile. You know, to combine them and serve to our users exactly the same like some competitors. So
what's going to happen in the sorry?
Yeah, I don't think it's just about copying an idea. In the end, the difference is how you make it, how you develop this idea. I can see really big differences between all the Spanish players.
Yeah.
We have, for instance, Grupalia that belongs in some part to Privalia. Of course, they had a big help because Privalia had already 6 million subscribers. They have one tool that we don't have. Then there was another small player that used partnerships because they did not have any money for advertising. So in the end, it's not just copying that idea, it's how do you do that?
Yeah, the idea is usually a very little part.
Yeah, of course.
We're going to speak a lot about mobile later on. What do you think are the sort of, what does mobile mean for you? I know that 20 is very active in it. I know that more and more advertisers are really getting serious about mobile marketing. So how do you look upon the mobile?
Yeah, we've seen it's growing very fast, of course. The users are using more and more smartphones. In other countries, they are using feature phones, but they are using a lot to communicate one to each other. So we believe that in the future, everything is going to be mobile. We in fact launched a mobile operator here in Spain, alternative mobile operator. It's not a traditional way of doing things in telco. It's the way that we want to translate the social experience of our users to mobile, always on, always connected with the people you really care about. And we are trying to identify which is the way of that people is using mobile. They are not using the same, the laptop, like they are using the social network in online. And I guess the challenge is how can we get all the brand conversation through the mobile, because it's going to be completely different on what we are seeing on desktop and laptop.
What are the biggest opportunities in mobile?
I think if you look at mobile, it's all about mobility. So I think companies and brands need to be more open for a real-time branding experience. So when you use the mobile, maybe in social networks or in contact with customer service or anything, we have a store about 500 meters from where we are. We can get you help in that location, etc. Or we know people. We're talking about trends like planned spontaneity, etc. So we can be much more niche in our communication, which builds a bigger brand experience, better brand experience.
And what?
Two things. I've been for last 10 years talking about mobile. This is mobiles here. This is mobiles here.
Me too.
and I'm serious. Is this really mobiles here? Yeah. Okay. Of course it will work. I mean, we usually.
So if you have $100,000 to spend on marketing, how much do you spend on mobile?
My percentage of visitors is 5% right now.
5%.
That's probably because I'm not giving them the right tools.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
It's really. I mean, once I give them the right tools to my users, they will come through mobile. Okay. Yeah. But we usually that was the previous CEO by O2 used to say this. We usually overestimate the impact of these new technologies on the short term, and we underestimate the impact in the long term.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's what's still happening with mobile. It is a good year for mobile. It's growing a lot. Google is pushing for that, and we'll go to mobile as well. But really, right now, my business doesn't rely on mobile.
Yeah, he's right. Our figures is almost 10% of the traffic in the social is mobile, only 10%.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's rising very fast. And I think that we have to combine with the local, with people doing check-in, and we are going to be, to get the ability of promote some things just because we know where they are. Okay,
yeah.
So maybe it's not only mobile as an access, because you are right. I mean, most of the traffic in terms of especially when we're talking of video, we are serving almost 6 million videos a day in 20, but it's not in mobile, okay? But most people is doing check-in where they are. They want very easy use on in 2 clicks, decide who of my friends are close. I want to talk with them by phone. I want to SMS. I want to chat. I want to, just say hello.
So local connected to video. When that happens in the mobile, there will be a lot more, more commercial opportunities.
It's a very good experience for the user. So I guess it's an opportunity for the brands. But it's still, as you told, it's still small.
Yeah.
So
just one thing. My opinion may be biased here because Let's Bonus is working in Italy, Spain, Portugal, and in South America. Which, these markets have a completely different environment compared to the States or UK and Northern Europe maybe. Okay, so it
The
really
wine countries as opposed to the beer countries.
well, I think it's more about the mobile penetration, but yes, it's different. Yes.
Smartphone.
Yeah, I think just a quick feeling on that. I think always when we're talking mobile as well, we're following devices, right? And technology is changing our behavior, but equally, depending on who you're talking to, so, like with our clients, we always get back to what you're trying, what your purpose is, right? What your target group is, who you're talking to. And when you're talking to a younger market, of course, mobile is very central. You're talking to a slightly older market, it might not be that central, so don't push your money where it isn't yet. So, think carefully before you just, following all this technology and all the, the device thinking is not really, it's always been changing, right? Even from the newspapers to the TV, and so I think, mobile is a very, very important ingredient, but, it has to kind of like be applied correctly to your business model. So that's a very important thing that a lot of brands are missing, in the race.
Rush in because
exactly.
It's trendy and then they don't get the result.
Exactly. And then they leave it because they don't get the results. So.
We'll speak a lot more about mobile here today. What I would like you to do is to speak now, and I want you to speak to the person next to you. Start out by saying, "Hi, I'm," always a good start, and then you talk to the person next to you and just reflect for 2 minutes on some of the things that the gentleman here have been speaking about and what I was taking you through in our journey of digital opportunities. So please, start up now. Just say hi to your neighbor and thank the panel first. Thank you very much. Thank you.